Have you ever stopped to really think about what it means to grow older, completely on your own? Not just being alone for a few hours, but waking up to a quiet house, eating your meals in total silence, and ending the day without having spoken a single word to another person? It's something few people talk about, until it becomes their everyday life. And by that point, many feel a little lost. But here's the truth. Getting older on your own doesn't have to mean being lonely. In fact, this chapter of life can be deeply fulfilling, if you know what to focus on. In today's video, we're going to walk you through 4 powerful habits that every older adult should build when living alone. These aren't fluffy tips or feel-good sayings. They're real strategies, backed by experience and science. And if you stick with us to the end, the last one just might change how you feel about being on your own. Let's dive in. Number 1. Create a steady daily rhythm. One of the first things that starts to slip when you're aging and living alone is your sense of time. With no appointments, no guests dropping by, no one expecting you anywhere, the days start to blend together. Breakfast happens at noon. You stay in your pajamas until the sun goes down. Sometimes, you can't even remember what day it is. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But over time, this kind of aimlessness can chip away at your mental clarity, and even your emotional health. The fix? Build a simple, steady rhythm into your day. This doesn't mean creating a rigid schedule with alarms and color-coded charts. It just means giving your day a beginning, a middle, and an end. Wake up around the same time. Splash some water on your face. Get dressed, even if no one's going to see you. Make yourself a proper breakfast. Stretch a little. Sit outside for a few minutes. Have dinner at a regular hour. Then wind down and head to bed at a decent time. This gentle structure gives your body and mind something solid to lean on. Psychologists say we're hardwired for rhythm. And as we get older, that rhythm becomes more important than ever. It helps reduce stress. It improves sleep. It even supports digestion and mental sharpness. Take Walter, for example. He's 81 and lost his wife a few years back. He said the days just blurred together. But when he started making his bed every morning and opening the curtains at the same time, he felt something shift. Pretty soon, he was taking a short walk in the morning, enjoying a cup of tea in the evening. That simple rhythm didn't just fill his time. It gave him back a sense of peace and purpose. And that's the point. Living alone doesn't mean living without structure. Creating a rhythm is like giving yourself a gentle hug every day. No one else may see it, but you will feel it. And it matters. If you're still with me, that means this video is speaking to you. And I'm so glad you're here. Now's a great time to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. If something in this video has resonated so far, leave a comment, give it a like, and share it with someone you care about. We've got tons of thoughtful videos just like this, so check out the channel and stick around. Let's keep growing together. Number 2, gentle, steady movement. Here's something we don't talk about enough. When you live alone, it's really easy to stop moving. You wake up, sit in one chair, then move to the couch. Go to the kitchen. Back to the couch. Before you know it, a whole day has passed. And you've barely stretched your legs. And slowly, your body starts to stiffen. Your back gets tight. Your knees ache. Your balance gets wobbly. Even standing up can feel like a chore. But here's the good news. Staying active doesn't mean signing up for a gym or buying fancy workout gear. It just means moving. A little. Every day. With intention. Because every time you move your body, you're not just helping your muscles and bones. You're boosting your mood. You're sharpening your memory. You're telling your brain, hey, I'm still here, and I still matter. Simple things count. Walk to the mailbox. Stretch your arms while the kettle boils. Stand up and sit down from your favorite chair 10 times in a row. It may not look like much, but these movements are powerful. Science backs it up. Studies show that regular, light activity can ease depression, improve sleep, and even help slow memory loss in seniors. Let me tell you about Ella. She's 78 and lives alone now. After losing her husband, she hardly left the house. Her knees hurt. She felt tired all the time. One morning, she decided to walk just to the mailbox. The next day, she did it again. And again. Within a few weeks, she was walking around the block. She told us, "It didn't fix everything, but I started feeling more awake, more peaceful. I felt like me again." You see, gentle movement isn't about becoming a fitness fanatic. It's about guarding your independence. When you stay active, you give yourself more good days. More mornings where you get up on your own. Make your own meals. Water your own plants. And even more. It connects you back to the world. A short walk might bring a smile from a neighbor. A breeze on your face. Or the sound of birds in the trees. Those little moments matter. They remind you that even if you live alone, you're still part of something. So move your body every day. Not to impress anyone, but because you matter. And your body deserves care, attention, and kindness. Number 3, meaningful connection, through small, steady moments. When you're aging alone, silence becomes part of your routine. And some days, that silence can feel peaceful. Other days, it feels like a deep emptiness. You might go days, sometimes weeks, without hearing your own name spoken. Even if you pride yourself on being independent, too much time without connection wears on the heart. But here's where people get it wrong. Connection doesn't mean you have to be surrounded by people or constantly socializing. It's not about joining loud groups or pretending to enjoy big events. Real connection often comes in tiny, quiet ways. A short phone call. A friendly chat with your neighbor while checking the mail. Even a simple hello to the cashier at the grocery store. These little moments may seem small, but they remind you of something important. That you're still acknowledged. Still valued. Still part of the human family. And science backs this up. Research shows that seniors who maintain even light social ties, a few conversations here and there, enjoy stronger immune systems, less depression, and a lower risk of memory-related illness. Why? Because humans are built for connection. It's in our nature to care, and to be cared for. Take Richard, for example. He's 83. After his sons moved away, he barely spoke to anyone besides his doctor. One day, he left a note for his neighbor offering to collect their mail while they were out of town. That simple gesture led to a thank you, which led to Saturday morning coffee, which led to friendship. It wasn't dramatic, but it gave him something to look forward to. Someone who genuinely cared that he was there. So if there's a friend you haven't called in a while, maybe now's the time. If there's a neighbor you usually just wave at, ask how their day's going. These small actions don't just help others. They give your life meaning, too. And don't underestimate the power of purpose through service. Many older adults find deep fulfillment in volunteering, mentoring, or just offering a kind ear. Read to kids at the library. Help at a local church or center. Call someone else who lives alone. Even if your house is quiet, your presence still matters. Your life still has something to offer. Remember, loneliness doesn't always come from being physically alone. It comes from feeling cut off. And that can change, with one phone call. One smile. One cup of coffee. So reach out. Even if it feels unfamiliar. Even if you have to make the first move. Because staying socially connected doesn't mean giving up your solitude. It means making sure solitude never becomes isolation. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be loved. Number 4, find a purpose, something that gives you a reason to rise. There's a quiet kind of danger that comes with aging, and nobody talks about it. It's not just about being slower or more tired. It's about losing your sense of purpose. You retire. The house is empty. People stop needing you. And suddenly you start wondering, am I still useful? Let me tell you something important. That feeling isn't the truth. Purpose doesn't retire. It doesn't vanish just because the world gets quieter. It changes. And when you live alone, finding that new purpose can completely transform your life. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or impressive. It just has to matter to you. Maybe it's writing letters to your grandkids. Maybe it's growing tomatoes in your backyard. Keeping a journal. Fixing up an old chair. Maybe it's calling someone else who lives alone, just to check in. Maybe it's recording your life stories, so your family understands where they come from. What matters is that it gives you something to wake up for. Something to care about. Something that brings quiet pride to your heart. There's a man named Samuel, 79, from Michigan. After his wife passed, he said the silence in the house was deafening. Then, one afternoon, he found an old typewriter in the garage. He cleaned it up, sat down, and started writing memories from his Navy days, stories about his wife, and his son's first birthday. He wasn't writing for anyone else. But through those keys, he found peace, purpose. And little by little, the silence didn't feel so empty anymore. Psychologists have found that even a modest purpose is tied to better mental health, lower stress, and even longer life. Because the soul doesn't do well floating around aimlessly. It needs something to aim at. When you have a reason to get up in the morning, your days don't just pass. They mean something. Even if it's just for you. And here's the part people often forget. Living alone gives you space. Space to try things. To grow. To return to old dreams or explore new ones. Maybe you always loved music but never had time to learn. Maybe you want to paint, cook, or finally read all those books on your shelf. This is your time. No pressure. No rules. Just freedom. Living alone doesn't mean your inner world has to be quiet. In fact, when you find purpose, your whole home comes alive again. So if today feels a little too still, ask yourself, what can I tend to? What can I write? What can I share or create? Not to impress, but to bring peace to your own heart. Because when you build a sense of purpose inside solitude, you turn it into something powerful. Something beautiful. If you're still here and this message is touching something in you, drop a number 4 in the comments to let me know you're listening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and tap that button and turn on the bell. Your support helps us keep bringing you thoughtful, heartfelt content like this. Living alone in your later years can be one of life's biggest shifts. It can feel like the world has moved on. Like everything is just quiet. But here's the truth. This chapter of life doesn't have to be empty. It can be a return to yourself. A rediscovery of the parts that got buried under years of work, parenting, and responsibility. Maybe you saw yourself in today's video. Maybe your house feels too quiet sometimes. If that's you, please hear this. You are not alone. And more importantly, you are not without power. Build a steady routine. Move your body with care. Reach out in small ways. And give yourself a reason to rise tomorrow. These aren't just tips. They're tools. Tools to protect your mind, nurture your body, and fill your life with meaning, even if you're sitting at the dinner table by yourself. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 4 habits spoke to you most? Which one are you already doing, and which one will you try tomorrow? Drop a comment below and share one takeaway from today's video. Tell us how you plan to use it. Your voice matters to us. Truly. And if this video helped you in any way, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Together, we're building a community of wisdom, heart, and strength. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.